Vaas Insanity is the first of 3 DLC episodes included in the Season Pass. Since the announcement at Ubisoft Forward earlier this year, I've looked forward to seeing how they explore the villains in their own ways in sections of the Far Cry world. Recently, I spent a few days going over the DLC missions, thinking deeply into what it is, what it offers, and the exploration into the Far Cry world from Vaas's mind. Now, first off the bat, something this DLC nails down is the opening. Between the introduction back into the Far Cry 3 world, to the menu UI, art style, and the NPCs out to get you. A lot of consideration was taken into the DLC from that standpoint. I also really like the perks you collect on the map. It gave me the vibe of Call of Duty perks, and it was a fun side thing to run around and collect. The quest of the DLC is to hunt down 3 parts of the Silver Dragon knife, which seems easy enough. This being said, in practice it was a bit more of an adventure. The first few moments I found myself in this loop of dying, spawning, exploring somewhere else, dying, loading back in, and going and going and going and going, and at first I genuinely felt frustrated by it. But it took me a few moments to realise that. It wasn't that the game was OP and annoying, that was the idea. Forcing the player to do the same thing over and over with the intention that you feel the insanity, every time upgrading weapons and skills. As you cross the map, you see snippets from Vaas's mind, moments long forgotten, and it almost gives you a deeper feeling to Vaas. You see his history a lot deeper than previously in Far Cry 3. Each part of the knife has its own area and story, from battling Citra to freeing your mind and beating Jason, this figure that torments you. Each section has its own mechanics and requirements, and I found it really enjoyable, constantly being reminded that if I die, it's over, pushing me to play harder, take risks, and implement a higher plan when it comes to fights and being mindful of health and ammo. Once you go back to the compound, you fight one final onslaught of countless enemies, with the option to leave or stay. To leave and be done, or to seek a higher level of enlightenment if you wish to go back. Overall, I really enjoyed the DLC. Once I understood the goal and the story, it became a lot more enjoyable. Seeing old faces really meant something to me. Like I said on Twitter, this genuinely opened some feels that I'd long forgotten. I genuinely almost want to go back and play Far Cry 3 again. Next up is Pagan Min's content titled Control, set to release in January in the new year, and finally Joseph Seed's content titled Collapse to be released in March. This being woven in between the post-launch content like Danny and Danny vs Everybody, Rambo, All the Blood, and of course finally The Vanishing, which looks to be a collaboration between Far Cry 6 and Stranger Things. The time between now and March seems truly exciting, and certainly will keep fans and creators busy for the cold winter months and into spring. I know I'll be excited to dive into the DLCs as they release, and certainly hope to play through some of them, and who knows, maybe even some commentary to go with it. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to comment down below which of the 3 you're most looking forward to, or are you looking forward to some of the post-launch content? Let me know down below either way. In the meantime, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be certain to see you soon. Thank you. Good night.